The show you're about to listen to may contain themes of violence, occult activity, strong language, and other sensitive material, as well as a trigger warning. This podcast is meant for educational purposes only, and we mean nothing but respect to the parties involved. Listener discretion is advised. We strive to tell stories in a truthful manner, but press, media, and other sources cannot be verified. Sources can be found in the show notes. Hello.
Hi. We're back after how long
We
from
haven't-
recording?
We haven't recorded since
April.
April
Right before your surgery.
April 19th, to be exact. It is now July
5th.
That's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
That's the longest we've been without
recording.
recording. And it's been a year of brain soup. Close to.
Close to.
We recorded our first episode like a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't post it until like 3 weeks later.
Until like August.
Until like August. So we're almost at a year of doing this,
That's crazy.
which is crazy. And it's crazy how fast a year passed.
You're telling me. Shit.
Because I don't know.
It's just been a lot going on, I feel. Like a lot
I feel like
going
it's
on.
been one thing after another.
Literally.
It really has been one thing after another. But that's okay.
That's kind of why we haven't recorded in this
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. But that's okay, because somehow we're living the life in between the chaos and
Somehow.
crisis. Somehow.
But
I
it'd
don't
be
know.
like that. Because we were supposed to record last week, but
Yeah.
I got food poisoning.
Yes, you did. And I was like, stay away from me.
I did not move out of bed.
That's good.
Well, off the couch.
That's good. You needed that.
I did. And then I was on the couch all day yesterday, too. After work and after bowling. And
Gross.
yeah.
I didn't stop moving this weekend. I'm ready to. I just want to lay in bed and read.
Mm-hmm.
I still managed to finish a book this weekend, which is crazy, but that's because I stay up all night, though.
That's true.
That's because I literally stay up all night reading. It's bad.
It's not bad, though.
Well, I don't have to, like, have a light on or anything because of my Kindle, so I can just lay in bed and read,
Yeah.
and it's great.
It's a little bad for your eyes.
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
Who needs eyes?
We both have glasses.
I didn't have glasses until this year, though.
I have had glasses since kindergarten.
No, I didn't have glasses until this year, so I don't want to hear it.
Okay. Okay.
I'll face the consequences later.
It'd be like that.
I do.
You gotta pick your battles.
You do. I pick my battle every time I go to a concert.
Yeah, you do.
I do. And you do, too, so I don't want to hear
I
it.
haven't been to one since before the Louis concert. And
You're right.
Since the Jonas Brothers in 2019.
I hadn't been to one since, like, September before we saw Louis, so that's a long time for me.
That's a really long time for you.
And now I've been to, like,
How many?
4 in 2 months.
Yeah.
I've been to one, like, every other week, steadily.
Mm-hmm. You're going to one next week, aren't you?
I'm going to one tomorrow.
Oh,
And then we
And-
jump a week, and then we see Big Time Rush.
Yeah.
And then we do
Spoilers.
a month. Yeah, spoilers. And then I go a month, and I see Five Sauce.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Jonas Brothers would have been thought in there, too.
I
had
wish.
we
I wish.
jumped on
Livy.
it sooner.
Livy is going to go see them. You haven't met Livy. She's
Mm-mm.
coming with us to Big Time Rush.
Yeah.
She's going to see Jonas Brothers. I'm very sad.
They're so good in concert.
I want to see them so bad. I want to see them.
They're very good in concert. Best
I
concert I've
knocked
ever
out
been
a
to.
couple. We're knocking out the boy band boys slowly.
Yeah. We might save this part for the next episode that we're going to cover, I think. Is it the next one that we're going to cover with the Louis concert, or is it the one after?
I think that one's the next one, yeah.
Okay. Because we can talk about all of our concerts and what we're thinking of.
Yeah.
Because we have a plan.
We do have, we're mapping out slowly.
Yeah, but it's going to be a long time
It is going to be a long time.
for specifically one person, probably two.
Probably. Yeah. 2. Probably.
Probably the rest of the
Probably. It'll probably be upwards of 3
Yeah.
years. No.
At least.
At least 3 years. That's okay. I'm willing to wait.
I'll be 26 then.
But don't. So I'll be 24. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Well, I turn 23 in how many months? 3 months? Yep.
Don't say that.
Just saying.
So that means in 4 months. I turned 21 in 4 months.
And that means
we get a crunk. No.
that means you're getting
I'm
crunk.
getting crunk and you're going to be my DD.
Yeah. I was saying we can go to Roscoe's finally and maybe do viewing things from there. It'll be fun.
I wonder what day my birthday is on. I haven't looked into that.
Mine's on a Monday.
That's gross. That's awful. Monday. No.
I think I was born on a Monday too, which explains a lot.
My birthday is on a Sunday this year.
That means that following Friday.
That following Friday. Because I got to get, like, the new ID because, like, it's flipped upwards. You got to get it to the side. So then I'm going to have to go to the DMV. Ugh.
It doesn't take that long.
It doesn't. Brady said they do, like, appointments now. So it's a lot faster.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the DMV since I got my license.
I had to go there recently to get my sticker renewed.
Really? My dad does all that, though, for me.
Lucky duck.
I know.
I went through the drive-thru. I didn't know there's a drive-thru.
There's a drive-thru?
There's a drive-thru.
No, my dad always does all that for me. There's one thing that Peepaw's ass does is he takes care of all the cartings.
That's good.
And that's good. Yeah. Just like when my car wouldn't start last Monday.
Oh, was it?
Or 2 Mondays ago.
Was it last Monday? It was last Monday.
Last Monday. I was like...
2 Mondays ago.
2 Mondays. And then it didn't start the Tuesday morning either. The next Tuesday, I was like, Luca, I can't get in my car.
That's going to sound fun on the mic.
I know. Well, my pop filter, I hate... It's like popping out at my face.
Issues. I can't even talk. It's been such a long time since we've done it that, like, I'm tripping over my words. But I do that enough as is. So.
Oh, my God. I've had severe dry mouth for, like, 2 weeks.
Probably because all the smoke in the air.
Probably. But, like, it's awful. Like, the most severe dry mouth. I have drank so much water or just, like, liquids. Mm-hmm. It's so bad. I hate it. I hate it so much. We live in an area that had, like, the 226, like, air quality. And so, like, last week it was awful. Mm-hmm. It was so bad out last week. Like, it was
awful. Poor Zach. Zach already has bad enough issues as is, and he couldn't even.
I had to, like, because I was pretty good at, like, going right home after everything. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think I really went out or did much. But, like, one day I had to go run around and get stuff for my sister's wedding. Like, I had to go get my dress altered, and that was literally the worst day that there was, too. And I was like, I should not be driving in a car because it was making me, like, dizzy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I just need to get home. Like, I just need to get home.
At least it's a lot better now. It's still not the best.
It's not the best, but it is way better.
It's way better. It's like...
You can see the sky.
Literally.
Like...
Well, not right now because it's going to storm.
Is it actually? It's such a dungeon. I don't even know what time it is.
I'm your weather girl.
Weather girl.
Yeah, it's supposed to start storming at 4.
Gross.
Oh, air quality. No, that's not the air quality. That's the temperature. I don't want temperature. Air quality is 58.
That's not too awful.
It was 70 yesterday.
It was 226. Mm-hmm. Like, that was so bad. Just, you could tell which places here are in, like, a divot because the smoke would all go down into it. Or it was, like, super eerie at night.
Yeah.
One night, Brady and I were driving down North Main, and it just, like, looked spooky. We were like, is Michael Myers going to jump out of this? Like, what the heck?
You would probably be excited if that happened.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, bitch, we're going to die.
You're Miss Horror Movie.
I am Miss Horror Movie, but I don't F with them. Like, I couldn't take Michael Myers. I could maybe take a ghost face, but, like, the like Michael Myers and stuff, and like Michael Myers, Jason, like all those ones, they have like a supernatural element to them. Like no matter how many times they get killed, and I haven't seen the newer Halloween movies, so like I don't know what happens in them. I've only seen like the first 5. But like they have like a supernatural element to them. Like no matter how many times they get stabbed or killed, they live through it. But like with the Scream ones, those are just normal like teenage kids dressed up in a costume killing bitches. I could take a ghost face. I could take a ghost face, especially the 2 new ones. I could take them. But like Michael Myers or Jason, I wouldn't risk it.
You say no.
I'd say no. I'd run from
no,
them.
Sir.
I'd square up with Ghostface, but I'd run from Jason or Michael Myers. You heard it here first.
What about Mothman?
I would make love to Mothman.
I was expecting I was going to run up and hug him, not that.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
There you go. Well, on the topic of murders, which is what Jason and all of them are.
Yes.
We do have a massacre.
A massacre.
Case.
We haven't talked about a massacre since Christmas.
A long time, and it's actually a case that a friend of mine actually suggested.
Okay.
So shout out to Cody.
Cody.
And it's called the Brown's Chicken Massacre.
Okay.
I don't think you know anything about it.
I don't think so.
Briefly sent a message to you, and I said, this case might be it.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
I said, I'm not going to do the research on it when I have food poisoning.
No.
So,
apparently, Tegan sent me the notes for it this morning or earlier, but I never got them, so I haven't even looked at the notes for this case. So I'm going in clueless.
I took the notes in my grammar class.
Beautiful.
When I should have been paying attention to the exam review, but I can rewatch it later.
That's fine.
So this takes place on January 8th, 1993.
Okay.
So around the time my brother was born, just a year prior, he was born because he was on February 19th, 1992. And this takes place in Palatine, Illinois, which is kind of close to the Chicago area.
Yes, it is.
And it is located on 168 West Northwest Highway, which when I read that West Northwest, I'm like, okay.
West Northwest.
It broke my brain when I read it. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But it doesn't take much to break my brain today, so. And the restaurant was called Brown's Chicken and Pasta, and it was a pretty well-known fast food chain.
Okay.
There was over 100 of them.
Oh, wow.
There was quite a few. And this one was owned by Richard and Lynn Eilenfeld, if I'm pronouncing it right. I may mispronounce some names here, and if I do, I severely apologize. But on this night, there were 7 workers at the establishment working on closing, including the 2 owners.
Okay.
So the owners were there. This restaurant closed around 9 p.m., which I think is kind of odd for a fast food chain.
I feel like that's early.
That's what I'm saying.
But also, I mean, nowadays, like post-COVID, I feel like
that's normal.
That's normal. Like that's our normal. But if it was like,
this was 1993,
especially in the 90s, even though I'm literally that's 10 years before I was born.
Me too.
But I feel like they had to have been open later.
But that's what the time they closed. I'm like, okay. So closer to closing, 2 men came into the restaurant and ordered some chicken. And the employees didn't really think anything of it. It's like closer to closing. A lot of customers do come in closer to closing time.
Yeah.
I've known that working customer service for how many years?
But sometimes you just get hungry at
right.
And you're stumbling out of your house like rushing to
especially
get to
like
the fast
fried
food.
chicken.
Oh my gosh, this is so random. On the 4th of July, we wanted Kentucky Fried Chicken so freaking bad. We ended up at Taco Bell, but we wanted Kentucky Fried Chicken. We kept just talking about it because fried chicken is so good.
I wish I could eat fried chicken. I just can't anymore.
I definitely shouldn't be eating fried chicken, because I don't have the organ in your body that filters the grease.
That is true.
But I still do it.
But hey, sometimes a treat is a treat.
A treat is a treat.
So they ordered the chicken, they sat down, they finished eating, and then the men proceeded to actually rob the restaurant.
Okay.
And the employees were murdered one by one.
Oh my gosh.
The majority of them were killed by gun or gun wounds or stuff
Okay.
like that. One of them had their neck slit.
Okay.
So they kind of knew what they were doing, but
Yeah, they went in for a meal and
yeah, they were murdered one by one. The victims of the massacre were Richard and Lynn Einlenfeld, which were the owners, Guadalupe Maldonado, Thomas Menace, Marcus Nelson, Rico Solis, and Michael Castro. Rico and Michael were under 18 years old
oh my gosh.
and were working there part-time
Yeah.
when they were in school, which a lot of kids nowadays are actually working in fast food restaurants.
Yeah. It's like there's so many.
Even then.
Yeah. There's so many fast food chains that, like, I feel like it's typical for most kids to have their first job in fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I was not one of those.
I wasn't either. And 2 of the Eilenfeld's daughters were scheduled to work there that night, but were not there at the time of the killings. The murderers stole between $1,800 and $1,900.
Okay.
The 2 escaped and were not found at this time, so they got away with it at the time. They went in there for some chicken and stole $1,800
and lives.
And 7 lives.
So no survivors?
No survivors. No life is worth any money. Why?
They were just doing their
It was under
jobs.
$2,000.
Yes. That's not. It is a lot of money for, like, us as 20-year-olds, but that's not a lot of money to steal.
No,
That's
was
a stupid amount
1993.
of money. Yeah.
So that is a lot more money.
Yeah.
Than what we would think as now. I think I saw when I was doing research that it's about $3,700 worth now or that was in 2022. But
that's
still
crazy. It's
under $2,000. It's
under $2,000.
Right. It's why kill 7 people?
Yeah. I feel if you're gonna, I don't know, that's a dumbass criminal right there. Like, if you're gonna rob somewhere, why rob fast food? Because normally fast food places
they don't have very
keep
much
money like that in their tills. So, I don't know. Maybe they were desperate.
There was a little bit of a reason, I think, but not really.
Okay.
So, the killers got away at this time, and when their loved ones didn't come home, you would kind of think that, hey, I think something's wrong. So a lot of people did end up calling the police. Like Michael Castro's parents started to become concerned with their son not coming home at a normal time. So rightfully so, they called the police for the odd event. And Maldonado's wife also called the police and noted that her husband had not returned home either. But she did drive by the establishment, and the car was still at the establishment. So that's when she automatically knew something happened.
Wrong.
So police later arrived at the building, and the employee's side door was open.
Okay.
Inside the establishment, the police found 7 bodies in the walk-in fridge.
And they dragged all the bodies to the fridge?
Mm-hmm. Or they were killed in the fridge. It didn't really give, like, an actual, like, saying on where each body was. Because they could have been dragged, they could have been killed there.
So there wasn't, like, anything, maybe you didn't look at it, like, a police report where it
like
said,
I didn't really see
dragging marks or anything?
They didn't really know any of that. They just noted that all 7 bodies were found in the freezer.
Okay.
Which is kind of dumb on their part, because that would preserve the bodies.
Yeah. Like,
for a longer period of time.
Preserve every ounce of evidence on that body.
Right. So that's why it kind of leads me to think that they were killed in the freezer.
Yeah.
But even then, they should have dragged them out.
But even then, I feel like these dudes were just not thinking. No. They just wanted a bit of cash.
They wanted the money. So the police did not find the bodies until 5.5 hours after closing. Okay. So that puts it about 2 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evidence was also collected at the scene, and investigations continued as normal. This case ran cold for a while. So we love a good cold case here.
We do love a cold case.
It was 9 years.
Oh my gosh. So now we're in the 2000s, right?
March 2002 is where we're at now. A person named Ann Lockett came forward.
Okay.
She noted that her former boyfriend, James Degorski and his accomplice Juan Luna had committed the murders.
Mm-hmm.
Luna was a former employee of the restaurant.
Really?
Mm-hmm. In April of 2002, the Palatine Police Department matched a DNA sample from Luna to a sample of saliva found on a sample of partially eaten chicken. The chicken was found in the garbage can during the crime scene investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys were not thinking whatsoever.
No, they just left completely like...
But at this time, DNA evidence wasn't really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they...
I feel like at this time it was becoming more of a bigger thing.
Right,
but,
just
like,
not like a full
it's not
force.
how it is today.
Right, not anywhere close.
And, like, it's, like, not how it's going to be. In today's DNA evidence isn't how it's going to be in 20 years. And
even next year.
So on. Next year, true.
You never know.
It advances so much, so quick, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
You can identify a fingerprint off of a doorknob in less than an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's crazy how far that science has come in that way. So the chicken was kept in a freezer for the majority of the time since the crime scene investigation had occurred. So they wanted to preserve it just in case.
For 9 years?
For 9 years.
9-year piece of chicken, baby.
But it was preserved for that long because they figured
Yeah.
that's saliva evidence. If it's an eaten piece of chicken, you're gonna...
There's saliva all over that.
Right.
Especially a chicken, like, you're all up in that with your
Yep.
fingers. Like...
Especially fried chicken.
If they are eating chicken how I eat chicken, there's just... It's a mess.
It's like, they were not thinking.
No. They wanted a little bit of cash, and...
I mean, they got it, but
they
at what
did.
cost?
I'm like, what? Like, they got what? Like, $900 each?
If that.
If they split it?
If they split it.
All I'm saying is, why would you rob a fast food restaurant?
Why would you rob a place in general?
True.
It's like, why? I mean, if you're desperate for money,
Yeah.
just ask.
Ask. Or
Just ask around.
yeah.
Like, there's no point to take somebody's life.
Yeah.
Let alone 7.
7 is a crazy number.
One of them
It's
being
like,
16,
how
one of them
did-
being 17.
Yes. I'm like, they had guns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's probably why the 7 of them didn't, like, go after.
Well, from what I read, one of them did try to jump the counter and was shot in the process.
Okay.
So they did try to get away,
Yeah.
but with 2 against 7,
With guns.
the 2 having guns, it's
Yeah.
like there's
No.
nothing you can really do.
No.
So the piece of chicken was not frozen for several days after it was found, though. So kind of,
Yeah.
but it was able to thaw several times for testing. It was being continuously tested to hope for an eventual match using the growth and evolution of testing methods.
Mm-hmm.
Police later took the 2 suspects into custody on May 16, 2002. Luna confessed to the crime during interrogation. His lawyers did claim that he was coerced into doing so through police brutality and deportation threats,
Mm. Okay.
which is kind of...
Yeah. That's not good.
No.
But it, like, sounds about right with police.
Honestly, especially, like, even then,
Mm-hmm.
police are so iffy
Mm-hmm.
that they can really do anything for power.
True. It's very true.
5 years later, Juan Luna was found guilty on 7 counts of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole,
Mm-hmm.
which,
Right.
great that he was put in without
Yeah.
parole. The state did seek the death penalty because in
I mean,
Illinois,
Yeah.
it is, I don't know if it still is now
I'm not sure.
in Illinois, but,
You hear about the death penalty a lot in, like, Texas.
right, let me do a double Google.
I don't think in, like, living in Illinois in the industry that I'm learning, I don't think I've heard a lot about the death penalty.
I think it was at one point legal. It's not giving me an actual answer. Oh, here. Procon.org. Let's go to procon.org. Oh, it's now illegal.
Okay.
In 2011.
Okay.
So the state did seek the death penalty, but the jury's vote, guess the vote on what it was.
No.
By how much?
Like 1?
It was 11-1.
You gotta be kidding.
But you have to be unanimous.
All in,
yeah, you
yeah.
have to be unanimous. It was 11-1 to impose it. So, 2 years later, in 2009, James Degorski was found guilty on all 7 counts as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this was largely based on the testimony of his former girlfriend and another woman who both said that Degorski confessed to both of them. I can't talk. He was also later sentenced to life in prison without parole. All but 2 jurors voted for him to receive the death penalty.
Okay.
So it's another 9-2 situation now.
Yeah.
Both remain in prison at Stateville Correctional Center.
Why is my place of employment calling me? Oh my God, the thunderstorm.
Oh, that's what it is.
They're going to be like, run. We're literally in the basement. We're probably
fine.
the safest place.
Right, we are.
I'd get a text if they're shutting the school down for the day, though.
I don't think they're going to shut down the school.
But they're calling. I actually got a text. Let's see. No. What the fuck is that? What the hell? I'm not sure. They'll leave me a voicemail. I'm so curious now. Are things going, like, wild? No, it's mostly cloudy out, my phone says.
It might be a warning.
Oh, no, it went back. Isolated thunderstorms.
Yeah.
Somehow this college gets hit by a tornado every time there's a tornado. I'm so serious. That's just how this school works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So this whole massacre event had a huge effect on the Brown's Chicken franchise.
Yeah.
Sales dropped 35% at all of the restaurants.
Okay.
Within months of the incident. The company ended up having to close 100 restaurants in the Chicago area.
100?
100. The establishment was destroyed, and now a Chase Bank lies where the restaurant once was. So that's about it. That's all I really found.
That's all, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
like I said, there wasn't really as much information out there.
Soup. That's crazy that this is not like
everywhere. So when my friend told me about this, I'm like, I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either.
But what he was telling me, I think his dad worked or was going to a restaurant, like one of the Brown's Chicken franchises, so he knew everything that was going on, essentially.
That's crazy.
So Cody said, hey, this one's kind of cool. You might want to look into it.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, my gosh. Something going on.
Call or answer.
Hello? It's not going to work because it's literally a dungeon down here. But I've received 2 calls. Oh, is it emergency alert? The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. With high winds, damaging hail, remain indoors away from the windows, and monitor the situation. Please wait for an all clear by college police before leaving. They have called me 3 times. I'm going to lose my marbles, Tegan. They really just want us to be safe. I wonder, that's why Max was on the phone with Luca? I wonder if Max is here. That's crazy.
So, like I said, I want to learn more about this case because I feel like there's a lot more information out there. But
I do too.
There are not any articles, minus like ABC News and all the Chicago outlets.
That's crazy.
But
that's crazy.
All of the videos really talk about is the anniversary of what happened.
Yeah.
It's not like actual information regarding the victims or anything.
Yeah.
I did see that one of the daughters
Mm-hmm.
is a Wisconsin State Senate.
Okay.
In the Wisconsin State Senate,
Yeah.
which is I thought was really cool.
That makes sense.
Which I don't know if this impacted her decision to do so,
Yeah.
but
I mean, but it's maybe. But she's in Wisconsin now.
there might be a reason for that.
There
'cause
might
she doesn't
be
want
a
to be
reason in Illinois. I mean, I don't mind Illinois sometimes.
like she probably doesn't want to be in the state where her parents were
Yeah.
murdered.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about all I got.
That's crazy. I feel like there needs to be more. But I mean, they solved it. It's, oh, that face. What was that?
I was looking at the radar.
Okay. But they solved it. That's what matters. Is
They did solve
found
it. They found it.
the people.
Off of a piece of chicken.
Off of a piece of chicken.
That's what Cody said. Off of a piece of freaking chicken.
That's incredible. I can't believe the piece of chicken solved the murder.
I know. Solved a cold case.
Solved a cold case. A 9-year-old piece of chicken at that. 9-year-old piece of fried chicken.
Yep. At least it was frozen, so it was kind of preserved.
It was kind of preserved. But I mean, I'm sure, how do they not get it like freezer burnt and stuff?
They probably have special freezers
Probably.
for evidence.
Probably.
But I think some people argued that some of it might have been tampered a little bit because it was so old.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you can't really mess with DNA evidence.
maybe. But also, it's just an old-ass piece of chicken that's
Right.
been in a freezer. Like, who's going to tamper with that?
I mean, it was in garbage with other garbage.
True.
But
that's not tampering, though.
No.
I mean, that's like not technically tampering. Like, yeah, but like the criminal's not gonna just be like, "Here's this piece of chicken I bit off of or before I killed these 7 people." Like, of course, it was gonna be in the garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they cleaned up after themselves. No,
They did.
their chicken before they then killed 7 people who like didn't deserve to die.
And then they were chicken because they ran.
And then they were chicken because they ran. And they got away with it for 9 years. But
Yep. At least they're both now in prison.
they're now in prison. Justice to the families.
Justice to the families.
But it will never bring their loved ones back, which, I mean, I don't know. It's awful.
It's an awful situation.
It is awful. It's just 9 of them. And parents.
Yep.
Parents. That's crazy.
It's a tricky situation for sure.
It's pretty bad.
Man, that was the case.
That was a
little guy.
Little guy. That was just a little guy.
I wish there was way more information out there.
I do too.
Because I feel like there's a lot more, but not even very many outlets have covered it. I saw maybe like 3 people on YouTube covered it.
That's crazy.
And I linked one of them.
Okay.
In the notes.
In the notes.
So. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody. I feel like that's just a good place to leave off on, too. Keep this episode short and sweet.
Itty bitty guy.
Itty bitty guy. Follow us on the socials, which will be linked.
Because I can't remember them off the top of my head.
I can't either. We're all caught up on everything's uploaded on YouTube.
Oh, good to know. I will update everything.
Everything is uploaded onto YouTube. It doesn't have pictures, but the website we use to upload, I can't add the pictures in. I've just been lazy.
You haven't been lazy, you've been busy.
And if you want the pictures, they're on our Instagram. Whoop, 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 whoop.
You know what? I should have taken pictures of my house for that ghost episode.
You should have.
I can still go back.
You can still go back.
I'll go visit my dad.
Yeah.
Go visit my dad and my other babies.
Yes. But yeah, the service we use that posts our like things to everything, you can now use it to post to Spotify. Or not Spotify, YouTube.
Good to know.
So it just makes everything a little easier. Yeah. But yes, everything's uploaded on YouTube. We are all up to date.
I will go to my dad's house and take pictures and maybe include pictures of my cats and my dog. We'll see if you're lucky enough.
We'll see. I can't believe this summer's already halfway over.
It's scary.
It is kind of scary. Time's flying. And before you know it, we'll be graduated.
I'm already halfway through my summer class.
That's crazy. I took a 4-week summer class. I was not playing with any other summer classes.
Mine was 8 weeks of grammar.
Heck no.
It's not too bad. It's really easy.
Grammar would be easy.
It's for my minor, so it's like,
yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Take an easy class for your minor, people, because you can choose.
Mm-hmm. I gotta figure all of that out.
I'll help.
I need to start help because I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing you're gonna be doing. So I need to figure that all out. So we're gonna have to sit down with a computer and chit chat one day.
I will give you all of my notes and all of the things to not do.
Yeah.
Because I was basically what's the word?
Guinea pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still going through the guinea pig stage.
It's you graduate literally
next spring.
Yeah, the semester before I start.
Yep.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anywho.
Adios.
Adios. Sweet. Bye-bye.
Bye.